from the perspective of a Olympic fencer. Orcs in the forest can become the Emerald Orcs, who have a connection to the Fae as the Wood Elves. Gotcha. What does religion look like? So, predominantly Regent Court, and in fact the Dwarves are also Regent Court. Then we've got Great Dukan. Dukan was the Orc who united the Orc realms. Or no, he was the avatar of Dukan. So you've got Great Dukan, who basically says, this guy is awesome, he's godlike, and then you have Old Dukan, which I think is a lot of these guys, who are saying he was cool, but he wasn't the... Yeah, Old Dukan up there. But he wasn't the god himself. This is the reincarnation of the god, he allowed us to do this, and then these guys are like, no, he wasn't. And then there are a bunch of others. New Sun Cult, Jabba Cult, Feast of the Gods, that's the ogres. Ikmagthal, that's the centaurs, the Hunt. The Hunt, I think, are harpies. And then you've got Kobold Dragon Cults as well. Skuldiric Faith. Mountain Watchers. Who are the Mountain Watchers? Nobody. Huh, unplayable. No. Obthrol. Oh, it's the trolls. Yeah, these are forest trolls. Frost trolls. Interesting. So yeah, there are a whole bunch of other things, and if you get this mod yourself, I will put a link up to it in a moment. You can just go into the culture map modes and then take a look around just to see what exactly is available. Like gnolls, wood elves, who are these guys? Forest goblins, various different types of humans, harpies, centaur. I think these are humans as well, but different types with their own religions. There is a lot of different stuff going on and lots of different regions that you can play in. It's a pretty all-encompassing mod. They did say that there are still a couple of continents still under production. For example, the southern area here obviously isn't complete yet because it's just empty. They are planning to add stuff to that as well. But yeah, there is a lot going on here, and it's really, really cool. Marshall, coming in with a 24-month resubscription. Thank you very much for the ongoing support there, Marshall. Very much appreciate that. Congratulations on earning those orange wings, and what a great day to have gotten those. And thank you also for all of the work that you do as a moderator. You are really the backbone of this channel, so thank you. Thank you for all you do. Old Dukan just wants to fight the dwarves to free their god. Great Dukan wants to fight everyone to free their god. Okay. We're playing as the elves today, right? I mean, we could play as the elven dwarves or the dwarven elves, which is these guys, but no, we're not. So, let's do a final check on the Discord. And yes, Ovdal Kanzad is pretty far ahead. I mean, it's interesting. Ovdal Kanzad has a very respectable lead, but Ovdal Ludum didn't do too badly behind that, and then there's a huge gap until third place, which is the Company of Duran Blueshield. So it's these two are by far and away the most popular, and then the others came in behind that. It's also interesting, the expeditions did not get a lot of love, with the exception of Duran Blueshield. People didn't want to play as the explorers, apparently. Didn't want to have the dynamicism of choosing your own nation depending on your actions and where you decide to settle. Like I said, any of these square areas are former holds which you can settle down in and then create a new nation based on those. Kind of an interesting idea. Cavalry dwarves. Never! Okay, so here we go. We are going to be playing as Ovdal Kanzad. Now, before I do that, I want to set up my mods list just to have a link to Anbennar, because it definitely deserves the acknowledgement. Let me just find the link. Workshop. Anbennar. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. There Jeez. 5 stars. Oops. Okay, Anbennar has been linked. Should clear that mod list out a little bit. Cool. So if you want to get access to this mod for yourselves, you can do so. Dwarves in tanks? Dwarves could be in tanks. Especially these dwarves. Like, imagine if Ovdal Kanzad met the ironclad dwarves, the boat dwarves. I mean, we are a freaking long way away from that. Okay, so here we go. Kanzad. Play. Normal mode, not doing Iron Man. What are the settings? Want to make sure that Lucky Nations and all that jank is turned off. It is. Good, let's do this. Dreadnoughts with cannons, glorious. Yes, that's exactly my thinking. Some would say, huzzah! That Sindrin timed that perfectly for the start of the series. Thank you very much for the 17 months resub there, Sindrin. Very much appreciate that. What do you get from a dwarf cow? Condensed milk. What do you call an ice skating dwarf? A midget spinner. 6 out of 7 dwarves aren't happy. Oh, happy. Right, now I get that. And Commander Lusario, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Some would say that the kingdom of Ovdal Kanzad is a country of insignificant past. While this is clearly more jealousy than truth, our past is not as important as the glorious future of our people. It just means it hasn't been written. So we are ancestor worship. We are not part of the court. We have a different religion. Fort defense plus 25%, so the explorers tend to be the same religion as the humans, whereas we aren't. Fort defense plus 25. Cost of advisors with ruler's culture minus 33. That's a really strong one. So our faith, ancestor worship, pretty darn good. We're a monarchy. We can do all the monarchy stuff. We have no region-wide mechanics. The Remnant Awakening. For millennia, we have waited within the safety of our hold. As the Dwarves burned around us amidst the chaos of orc and goblin invasions, we closed our gates and waited. Now, however, as the time for waiting has ended, we must go out, reclaim Dwarvar, and build a great dwarven nation once more. The question now faces us. What shall be our first step? Shall we begin preparing to dig and expand our hold? Shall we prepare colonists to expand into the tunnels? Or shall we rebuild the foundry to better equip our army? Digging has never failed us before. Lose 250 admin power. And many years will be spent doing this. Grow beyond the borders, 250 Diplo. Or 250 military to expand the foundry. So I do think that this is probably an excellent opportunity to do the first proper in-game poll. So Remnant Awakening. So yes, we are Remnant. Digging. Grow. Or foundry. Are going to be the 3 options. I'm going to make this a 1-minute vote because I don't think it's going to take that long. So, what are we going to do? Are we going to dig? Are we going to expand? Or are we going to build up the foundry? Get your votes in. Vote, vote, vote. It is time. And Commander Lusario, thank you very much for gifting a sub. Very much appreciate that. Thank you. Where's chat? Not scroll. There it is. To Vision Kuguzer. Thank you very much for that, Lusario, and Vision Kuguzer. Congratulations on the gifted sub, courtesy of Lusario. A poll, seriously, everyone will vote dig, of course. Actually, they're not. So if you want to vote, you need to vote right now, because digging isn't winning. Okay, so the vote is in, and digging did not win. So, Foundry came in last place, which, considering we're the Cannon Dwarves, I'm a little bit actually surprised that came last. Like, you all wanted cannon, then decided not to make any cannon? Come on! Then Diggy Diggy Hole, I even called it Diggy Diggy Hole, came in second. 2 votes behind first place, which was Expand. Expand getting 42% of the vote, Diggy Diggy Hole getting 41% of the vote, and then the Foundry only got 18. People wanted to conserve military points to develop those cannons. Yeah, maybe. Except we have nobody immediately around us. Like, this is expansion phase. So we must grow beyond our borders. We will go ahead and do that. However, many years shall pass before we see the fruits of our labour. Now, we've got a standing army of 5. I need to remember how the hell you play EU4. It's been months. I think the last time I even started EU4 was like May, April. What do we produce? We produce iron, a good dwarven good. And we are a dwarven hold. Supply limit plus 12, die roll for attacker minus 2, so it's like being in the mountains. Dev cost minus 5, defensiveness plus 25, and then possible number of buildings plus 2. And we are an Emporium. Dig level 1, surface level hold. So local dev cost 10%. Oh, Vision Hubger is a dev for the mod. Awesome. Glad to see that we have some more of the devs watching as well. Do the character models actually change? I think so. At least they did say in the description if you have the unit models DLCs, then the unit models will change. But they're not unique unit models, they're just from the DLC. Has the music been vanilla or is it from the mod? It is from vanilla, but I think there are some modded songs. At least Rumba was saying that. Yeah, these ones. We're the Remnant Awakening. We should be playing that. I thought that was going to be Halls of the Mountain King. Sounded like that in the beginning. It's a very slow song. That's alright. We have some decisions. Racial tolerance and population control. This feature is work in progress. In the future, you'll get more events that can increase or decrease your racial tolerance, but for now, accepting cultures, having benevolent rulers, and being friendly with other races will affect your tolerance. Okay. Then we've got military, so you can change the race of the military. We can restore the Dwarven Empire. If we control Rubyhold, Ovdal Tunga, Anvil Right, Kugdir, various bits of the road, Harrows, Oldham Past, Lonely Crevice, various more roads, etc. So if we get the Dwarven realm, we can create the Empire again. Racial tolerance, deepen the capital. So if we have admin tech level 7. With 40 development, then we'd be able to dig. We can purge warband, so if we come across orc, like OPMs, like the migratory orcs, we can destroy them with purge warband to clear them out. We can expel the mages, and then we can do state firearm regiments, and I like the fact that we start with the firearms. Like, of course we do. We're the Cannon Dwarves! The next thing that we should probably look at, actually, because we haven't yet, is our ideas. So Ovdal Kanzad starts out with development cost minus 15%, which is freaking good. I like that. And then the production efficiency plus 10%. So the reasoning behind the dev cost is the dwarves up till now... Actually, gunpowder was widespread throughout the Dwarven realms. I'd forgotten this point. But it was used as dynamite. So the reason that the dwarves were able to expand so far underground was because they were using dynamite to basically blow up and then clear space with that. Kanzad developed cannon. They are the first firearm users as opposed to black powder users. Well, as opposed to the first gunpowder users, they are first firearm users. So that is why we have dev cost. Then production efficiency plus 10%. Next up we've got mastery of sulfur and lead. It is said that gunpowder weaponry, or at least the cannon, which in Dwarven means Kanzad, was invented by the dwarves as experimentation of the vast deposits of sulfur and lead. Ancient Dwarven tablets are said to have mentioned an age where cannon fire would be a secret weapon against the rising orcs, but sadly old Dwarves fell before it became a common use. Nonetheless, the Kanzi remain masters of their craft, and owe their very survival towards it. So land fire damage goes up by 15%. I'm going to read these when we actually unlock them, I think. Garrison size plus 20%, artillery ability plus 10, caravan power plus 20, that's a nice one to have. Shock damage minus 10, artillery bonus versus forts plus 1, and then the land leader fire plus 1 with a capstone of artillery fire plus 0.5. So our guns, our infantry and our artillery is going to be very, very strong. As a dwarf to dig, you just need the minimum dev levels, no tech requirement. Okay, good to know. This nation is going to be seriously scary at tech level 16 plus. True. You want to see the missions? Reclaim Outer Kanzad, which will give us construction dev for 15 years. Owned. All the provinces in the Kanzad area need to be owned by us. Deal with the raiders, which gives us a permanent bonus to development. Own 6 provinces with Dwarven Road. Colonial enthusiasm. Reclaim the Road of Iron. Defend the seed. Onto Sagandal. Harvest the seed. Gold Hoard. Rebuild the Shrine of the Seed. Don't know what that is. Hopefully we'll find out. The Gold Hoard, Sagandal Batteries, the Younger Brother, Huzzah! Clear the Tree, Amber Kings, the Tree's Fruit, Blast the Command, Begin Repopulation, which requires at least dig level 2 underground hold. Local dev minus 20% for 15 years. Mechanical mining, restart the cannon, the Blast Forge, Iron on the battlefield, new steel weapons, new doctrine of warfare, Mithril artillery, Mithril rune-forged artillery. Okay. That's kind of ridiculous. Alright, so yeah, we have some ambitions here. And then we can have a blessing for our faith. So we got Gimrun's Law of Dwarvakron. Of the Dwarvakron. It's the Gamazkron, which is national unrest. Then we've got Herogrim, the Diligence Treatise on Architecture, for dev cost. The Way of Dagrin Everbeard, tolerance. Bulgar, the Builder's 15 Steps of Construction, construction cost. Krummel, Orcslayer's Book of Dwarven Grudges, morale of armies. The Mined Manuscripts of Melgar, the Inventor, institution spread, and then Urst, the Pioneer, Spelunking Manual, global settler increase plus 20. I'm tempted by the dev cost, because we don't actually have any colonists yet. So that's one of the big differences between us and explorers. Oh, and there are holy sites. Okay, so we have that system. So as we get different holy sites, we unlock different blessings. I was wondering if we could like switch these out. Settlers would probably be useful too. Settlers would be useful, but the way I play is always tall. I like my dev cost. We're going to go with dev cost. Personal preference. Now we have a little bit of money, but not a huge amount. We are very short on Diplo power. Our ruler is a 535. Oh, yes, this is something else I should point out. Look how old we are. And the way that the game, or the devs have allowed characters to reach great ages is actually quite smart. Immortal, long-lived. This ruler either has longer than human lifespan or has found a way to cheat death and potentially live forever. While immune to disease and old age, they may still die from physical violence. Long-lived rulers will lose this trait when age reaches their racial lifespan. So basically for the dwarves that's 200. Once we hit 200 we lose the immortal, and then we have the usual age progression. So I guess we can probably get to 250, 260. Relatively frequently. Is EU4 worth playing without DLC? I got it forever ago but haven't bought any of the DLC. So, Rick Grizz, what I would recommend doing, if you are able to, is get the subscription. Because if you have the subscription you pay, I think it's $5 a month. I don't remember what the actual subscription is. Like, load up the game and immediately there will be a dialogue box which tells you on the main screen, which will give you access to all the DLCs. And then if you stop playing EU4, just cancel the subscription. But yes, I would say the DLCs are pretty required for EU4. The isolation removal can take a while. Yeah, let's take a look at what we got here. Reclaiming the Dwarven Empire. So this is +1 colonist, native uprising chance +50%, native assimilation -150. The Dwarven is a no simple reclamation effort. It must be done through blood and steel. Stagnant remnant. This country has existed for millennia with status quo and will require an awakening to revitalize it. No expiration date. Dwarven administration. Construction time -10. Production efficiency +20. Stability cost +30. Spy network -10. Global settler increase -30. Fort defense +10. Wow, we have a base fort defense of +43%. That's crazy. Improve relations -25. Reduce inflation -25. Foreign core duration -50. Change rival cost +100. Fort maintenance on board with the rival -50, diplomatic tech +10, military tech -5. And then Dwarven military, manpower recovery -20, sailor recovery -25, cavalry combat ability -20, good. -10 light ship, -20 galley, -10 transport, +10 siege, -10 movement speed, fire damage received -15, shock damage received -15, artillery damage from back row +20, artillery bonus versus fort +1, cavalry to infantry ratio -25, and then regiment drill loss -50. Alright, I like those. Yeah, our backline artillery is going to be super, super strong. So we don't have artillery yet, but when we do, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright, so we have 2 available merchants. We control the center of this trade, so we're immediately going to start collecting with Summon Battlehammer from this area. We're collecting a lot of it. Chain Graspers are grabbing a lot of it. Then we've got Amber Sniffers, the Poisoned Rock, and Dirt Water. Okay, cool. So, technology. Institutions. That's probably the next thing I should take a look at. So we have embraced feudalism. Renaissance has not yet appeared and won't appear until 1450? I need to remember how this works. 1450 is Renaissance. Okay, then idea groups. I don't think the idea groups have changed at all. These are just vanilla. I did see... I think it was Helson was talking about having different idea groups. Thanks, Chasm. But keep spoilers like that a little... Well, it's not really a spoiler, but... Let me play the WoW I want to play. Half the fun here is finding stuff out. Was the idea mod added with Anbennar? No. Is there a mod link? Yes, ! Mods. Anbennar has vanilla idea groups and I don't believe they plan to add new ones. Okay, cool. No matter. Alright, so we can't explore. I'm so used to this from the perspective of Arumba's playthrough. So we are Amber Dwarves. Agate, Amber, Amethyst, Basalt, Citrin, Cobalt, Copper, Dagrite, Diamond, Emerald, Flint, Garnet, Gold, Granite, Iron, Jade, Chromium, Lead, Malachite, Marble, Mithril, Obsidian, Opal, Peridot, Platinum, Pyrite, Quartz, Ramsteel, Ruby, Sapphire, Silver, Titanium and Topaz. That's a lot of dwarves. Oh yes, estates. Almost forgot about this. So we have actually got 5 estates. We've got the clergy, the nobility, the merchant guilds, the adventurers and the mages. Plus of course the crown. And with crown land, tax is down, absolutism is down, liberty desire is up. So clergy can gain governing capacity, admin power, admin cost, missionary strength, and one which just increases the loyalty. The nobility have got land rights, so governing capacity, monthly military power, yearly army tradition, manpower in exchange for money, military advisor cost, supremacy over the crown, monopoly mining and smelting. Merchants are governing capacity, Diplo, admin, emeralds. Wow, I need a drink. Diplo, naval tradition decay and admiral cost, prestige, Diplo, advisor cost, trade efficiency, production efficiency. So the cost here is -5 loyalty, and we lose 10% crown land. Or we could have the advisor cost, which is +5 loyalty, so I actually think that the advisor cost might be the stronger choice at the start. Then adventurers. Adventure organization, land of adventure. Adventurer influence +10, absolutism -10, and +25% mercenary manpower. However, we could get governing capacity, unrest and manpower minus money. Merc discipline, morale of armies and maneuver. Admin, advisor costs. Oh, no, all advisor costs. Institution spread and innovativeness. However, loss of mercenary manpower. Money increase and mercenary manpower increase. And we've got the mages. So right now we've got mage organization state. Mages loyalty equilibrium 10%. Mages influence 10%. -5 income. Prestige +0.5. Morale of armies. Yearly army tradition decay +1. Monthly military power -1. Enables the battle mage mercenaries. War wizard generals now appear depending on how high the state influence is. So the stronger our mages, the stronger our war wizard generals. Interesting. Diplo rep -2 increases chance of unregulated research events. You found out the Magisterium will be displeased. The Magi who wear what now? National tax +5, Imperial authority +5. Tax -5. And then... oh, these are the different organizations. Okay, so the Magisterium state or guilds requires 200 admin power and stability of 2 or higher to switch. Minimum. Cool! Well, I'm thinking if we go for the advisor costs, so our stability costs are going to be crazy high. But I don't tend to play high stability anyway. This does drop absolutism, but at this stage of the game that's irrelevant. And I really do rate advisor cost reduction. Especially with ancestor worship, which gives us even more advisor cost reduction. Yeah, let's do it.